The Cubs steal one in Queens. I think it might be the best win of the year so far. We're live.
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Alongside Sam Olber, I'm Matt Cozy. Sam and I are lifelong fans taking our passion into a discussion with you on all things Cubs. Thank you for being part of the show and making Locked On Cubs your first listen today. And the best way you can help us grow the show is to listen every day, like the video, and comment anything below. Today's episode is presented by Monopoly Go. Let's admit it, we all have a competitive side, and you can show that off with Monopoly Go, the mobile hit twist on classic Monopoly. Join your friends and download Monopoly Go now, free in the Apple or Google Play Store. Cubs were getting no hit into the eighth inning, with the Mets leading 1-0 the entire game, but the Northsiders stormed back on Monday to win 3-1. Luis Severino carried a no-hitter into the eighth inning, but the Cubs broke up the no-no and tied it in the top of the eighth. And in the ninth, Christopher Morel hit a go-ahead two-run homer. Jamison Tyone with another outstanding outing, 1 run in 7 1/3 innings. This is the best win I can remember in a long time, Sam.
Yeah, this was the type of win, Matt, that you know me, how I like to fan. This is a dream win for me. A low scoring. It didn't look like we were going to win. Kind of similar a little bit to Sunday. And then we just finished off the steal job, the theft job. There was nothing to be had against Severino. It was weird. You and I were talking about, this could set a record for the quickest game we've had, at least on the show. It felt like a Greg Maddux versus a prime Kyle Hendricks matchup, if there was one. And Jamison Tyone, let's start with him. Wow. He was just wonderful again. He's come in here and he's given this team a lift. 3 starts, 3-0 in his starts. He's been sharp. This is the guy we've paid our money to. This is what I wanted. I didn't want an adjustment period. I didn't want to hear. Okay. I didn't want to hear about excuses.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
And he's come in and he's done his job, and he deserves a lot of credit. And I thought Craig Counsell had his fingerprints on this game. In the 8th inning, they have 2 on with nobody out.
Yes.
So I tweet out before
Mervis is up.
Yeah, so I tweeted out before Mervis came up. I thought they might pinch hit I thought 2 things could happen. I thought they might pinch hit for Mervis with Madrigal and get down a sack bunt. Mm-hmm. And to everybody out there that hates a sack bunt, it was that type of day. It was.
Right, absolutely.
And then the other option was maybe let Mervis bunt, and then Madrigal comes up in the contact spot. Neither of those happened because that's how it goes for me.
I wonder if he could bunt Mervis.
Probably not. But what did happen was it kind of acted as a half bunt because he got the guy to third on a force play. And let's just say it. David Ross would not have pulled Yan Gomes there for Madrigal. And Ross didn't. Was the result great? No. But that's what Madrigal's there to do. Put the ball in play, use his speed. Should the third baseman have thrown home there? Probably, but he didn't. You force them to make a play. They made a mistake. That tied the ball game. And then in the 9th inning, Mike Tauchman continues to just lead this club to the promised land. And then Christopher Morel, who had a
promised land,
who had a really rough afternoon and has had a really rough few weeks, got a 3-1 pitch up in the zone. He needs to be able at the very minimum to hit mistakes. He caught up to it and he hit a huge home run. And then Hector Neris made us all, sweat it out in the 9th inning. But I was very, very pleased with this win. These are the type of wins, Matt, you look back when everyone comes healthy and you go, hey, how did the Cubs stay afloat? Well, that one in Queens that you just stole, you found a way to win. That third game against Houston down 1-0 late when PCA erupted the fans. Those type of wins are great, and they're starting to add up.
Well, the PCA game was 4 days ago.
Right.
This team really is battle-tested. They're finding ways to win. They're doing it in a variety of ways. They seem to be comfortable. They seem to be mellow. It seems like the moment is not too big for them. And maybe that is the Craig Counsell effect. Maybe it's the effect of the leadership group in there. Maybe it's something else. But what a victory on Monday. First 3 innings were in 33 minutes. First 7 were in an hour 15. I thought this might be a 90-minute or less game. I thought I was in the Matrix.
Yeah, it was
Usually I start show prep after the 5th inning, and it was like 6:55 after the 5th. So that was very strange. Michael Bush, Sam, to me, was the key batter of the 8th inning. To accept that walk, to lead off that frame was big time stuff. I don't care what anybody says. That was the key in the inning. And Dansby Swanson sawed one off. He breaks up the no-no. The pitching coach comes out, tries to stall, tries to say, hey, screw that team, screw the no-hitter. Let's just beat these guys. How about we beat you and start this week off right? And the scouting report is out on Morel, Sam, because they are in to him.
Yeah.
And most of it's with velo. And he does just genuinely struggle on that. But when you can get him extended out in the zone, like we've seen many times already in his career, he does serious damage. And again, the key batter in that inning wasn't him. It was Mike Tauchman, who is playing a huge role. Again, not a supporting role.
No.
Okay, he is on the his name's in bigger font on the movie poster right now.
Tom Hanks, Denzel Washington,
Mike Tauchman. Right. So just an exciting game. Jamison Tyone, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. A little bit of an eerie line there, but an outstanding job. 73% strikes. Again, 78 pitches. They go lighter to Neris, and all around good job.
Do you know something crazy?
What?
Ian Happ is making 20 times more money this year than Mike Tauchman.
Yeah.
Isn't that just wild how baseball is?
Well, this was only the first year of Tauchman in arbitration in his career.
I mean,
first time he's making 6 figures ever.
And look, at the end of the year,
7 figures.
Hap may have the better season and stuff, but the difference between those two guys, in my opinion, is extremely negligible over the course of 162. I'm just gonna say it. I'm sorry. Especially when you actually put in the clutch factor there. He's great. We'll probably talk about him more as the season goes, or as the stretch goes, when he's relied upon. Yeah, I just think it was a great win, and you kind of hinted at it. It just sets the tone now for the week. We talk split. Week. Now all you got to do is win one of the next 3 to accomplish that. Yeah. Once we get off the airways here, I'll be going to check up in Wisconsin because they're down late.
Airwaves, not airways.
Yeah, what did I say? Airways?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been having
who are the Brewers playing again? Did we determine that?
Yeah, I actually told you about it already. That's going to be Tampa Bay.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they're not having a great start. They just got swept over on 35th and Shields.
Yeah, that's right.
That'll probably be their only sweep of the season. So, no, it was just a great win. Look, was it pretty? No. Are there a bulk of guys when you look at the box score that are struggling offensively? Absolutely. Swanson, Happ, and Morel, although the Swanson and Morel were really huge pieces of this late inning win. They're struggling. Hopefully they can get right. Would like to see the Cubs get a base hit from a catcher this week.
Okay.
That's
fair.
I thought PCA looked really good defensively in center today, and he had another offer, but he does look a little bit more comfortable. He's just a tad bit still behind on the heater, and then Bush has kind of been in this little funk downturn for a while. But you go through these in baseball when you're a rookie. I've read countless articles about it. You go through. And even Imanaga hinted on it on the Sunday night broadcast in that interview when Ravitch was talking to him about, hey, how have you been so great? He's like, I haven't been great yet. I faced everybody one time. Let's see how it goes the second time when they adjust to me. Nice. You go through this on a poor Sunday night broadcast.
It was a weird interview.
You go through these adjustment and readjustment periods throughout the year. That's why on this show I haven't, like, I don't look at Bush like I look at Swanson or Happ or Morrell, because this is year one for him in an everyday role. He might have a rough month and then he might come back and adjust and readjust. But the Cubs need their core guys, if you will, to be consistent and help during this stretch. But as we're going to talk about in the second segment, we're getting some pretty positive news injury wise.
All right, couple notes on the bullpen. Mark Leiter entered with 1 out in the 8th to take care of the lefties, Nimmo and Lindor. Nimmo was responsible for the only Mets run. He
almost hit another one.
Was the first batter and homered in the bottom of the first. So, yeah, he got Nimmo on a deep fly out and Lindor on a ground out, and that's great. But this was my biggest takeaway from the Leiter appearance, was actually just the appearance number.
Yep.
And I do have concern about this. This was appearance number 14 of the season, and this is the 29th game. And he even admitted
what a win, man.
He admitted he was burnt out last September. And so excuse me if
no one's.
I do have some worry about that. I know he only threw 8 pitches, but he got up and down in the pen, came in a real game, and probably won't be available now till Thursday, maybe even Friday, probably Thursday. So just something to keep an eye on. Then the nearest 2 walks, but the last batter of the game, he was against a lefty. They just brought out their fleet of lefties from the bench, I guess.
Yeah, and when Neris is right,
he struggles against them, but he looked better, that last hitter.
In his career, though, if the splitter's working, just like Leiter, it works on lefties.
It's okay, yeah.
A couple things on that. It would really help Leiter if we had a lefty that could be a lefty, as we've talked about now for 3 or 4 days in a row.
And that's not his problem, but yes.
Yeah, they need Lovelady. It's going to be hard to start saying
I guess.
That
I'd like to see him this week in a big spot.
Well, because they need a lefty to get lefties out other than our righty Leiter. And then just real quick on the Neris inning, I'm glad he got out.
About that?
I'm glad he got out of it, but can I just say how infuriating it was, the Alonso walk? You're up 2. He could hit a ball 974 feet and you still have the lead. And you're 0-2, and granted, he got squeezed a bit, but you're 0-2 and you're nibbling. You're a closer. Go out and get him.
Yeah, shut the door. Right. No, that's good. And Tuesday in Queens, Javier Assad against Sean Manaea. Assad, of course, has been excellent so far this season, and really since last August. And Manaea brings a 3.33. Threes are wild into ERA into Tuesday. Went 4 1/3 scoreless last week, but walked 4 in 24 innings. He has walked 14 and struck out 27.
500 Cub fans with us right now.
I believe at one time he was a Cubs target, Manaea.
He was, and
so excited for that game.
And I'm excited to get to see Pat Wisdom hit against the lefty. Maybe give Bush
he won't
a day.
bat second, will he?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
And Ian Happ's actually been better this year in very limited sample from the right side. So maybe flipping the plate around will get his slow bat going.
Canario in there?
Canario in there, Wisdom in there. Well, you're not going to see Mervis.
No.
So, good. This was a, you guys know me now. There's nothing like a low scoring, late, steal a win, comeback win. They hurt when you're on the wrong side of them, and they feel great when you're on the right side. Great job, Cubbies. Now let's get the righty bats going on Tuesday and get a stranglehold on this series.
Coming up next, we have multiple encouraging updates on Cubs injuries. Stay tuned. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Right now, it's playoff time. The NBA and NHL. Baseball's in full swing, and FanDuel is your place to bet on every single game. New customers get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed. That's $150, win or lose. Bet on everything from slap shots to homers to slam dunks, all on an app that's safe, secure, and easy to use. The Cubs are down to plus 185 to win the NL Central. Brewers plus 250, Cardinals plus 320, Reds plus 480, and Pirates bringing up the rear right now, plus 12 100. What are you waiting for? Visit fanduel.com/locked-on and make your first bet an automatic win. FanDuel, the official partner of the Locked On Podcast Network. The Cubs play the Mets at 6:10 p.m. Central Tuesday, and you can hear every pitch of the Cubs hometown broadcast on SiriusXM by searching Cubs on the SXM app. And I may have an update on Pat Hughes for our listeners on for Tuesday night or Wednesday's episode, depending on what feed you're listening to. Trying to get some word on that. He has been out since last Sunday, I do believe.
Family thing they said publicly.
I think it is family, right?
Yeah, they said that on Marquee.
Oh, they did. Okay.
But they obviously not the specifics of it.
All right. Yeah, so a family matter he is dealing with. I didn't realize that was public, so that's what I've heard as well.
Yeah.
And our thoughts are with Pat Hughes, whatever
that
is.
I can't remember if they said it on Marquee or 670, one of the two.
The Chicago Tribune's Megan Montemurro passed along these notes before Monday's game. She reported that Justin Steele might return to the rotation after his rehab appearance Wednesday for AAA Iowa. Seiya Suzuki, first update in a minute on him. He went through harder workouts over the weekend, didn't do anything on Monday, and then will resume baseball activity on Tuesday. As for whether a rehab assignment is on the horizon, manager Craig Counsell said it's too soon to determine that. And Cody Bellinger is ramping up his baseball activity, including playing catch and some hitting, and is trying to do a little more each day. Marquise Taylor McGregor followed up on that during the game on the broadcast by saying it could just be a minimal stay on the IL for Bellinger. Remember, he was placed there just on Wednesday last week, so he would be eligible to play this Friday if activated immediately. But Craig Counsell and Bellinger did reference to reporters Sunday about his injury in September of 21 when he fractured a left rib, and it was only a minimum stay. But Counsell said the only difference here, I'll give you the exact quote. The only difference, I'm not trying to disagree with Cody, is that the previous injury was at the end of the season. There were very few games left. We've got a ton of games left. I don't think playing in a lot of pain is what we want to tackle right now, close quote. But even if it's not Friday, Sam, for Bellinger, it might be like a week from today or something. And that's insane.
Yeah, it's pain tolerance, and so he's gonna push to play. I'm shocked. I'm very surprised pleasantly. But yeah, it doesn't sound now like a full month thing. Sounds like he's gonna be back. It sounds like he's gonna be back well before Suzuki.
Yeah.
And the Suzuki thing, you're just hoping no setbacks. The Suzuki thing,
right? Slow and steady, I guess,
is what you really want to take your time with. Because the oblique is a re-aggravator. You know what I mean? It's like it's you don't want to mess with that. Bellinger's thing is he going to be able to produce with broken ribs when it hurts every time you swing?
Crazy. I don't think so, but maybe.
Yeah. So we'll see on that. I mean, obviously we know it's a small fracture because it didn't show up in the X-rays. It only showed up on the CT.
Right.
But it's still obviously painful. And then Steele, I mean, you're better at this than I do, but is it crazy to feel like a week from today we could be talking about Steele?
That would be his turn, yeah. Monday against the Padres.
So that's really, really cool news because, what's our record now? 18-11?
Yeah.
So we're more than steadying the ship. And if the Rays and Peter Fairbanks can get 3 more outs, we'll be a first-place club at the end of the day.
No way.
Yeah, so pretty cool stuff. Just a great win. All positive vibes.
Man. And honestly, these updates are encouraging.
Yeah,
I think
of course they are.
The slow path for Seiya makes sense. I still think mid to late May on him.
Well, wait,
that's okay. If take it slow, he's great on the way back, fine.
But is it really slow? I mean, we thought he'd be out a month.
No, I don't think so. You're right.
Yes, so this is 2 weeks, and
You're
so
right. Well, Bellinger's making him look like a slow poke.
Yeah, but it's just 2 weeks. If he's back 2 weeks from today, that's a month.
No, it's crazy, man.
So
it's crazy.
Yeah,
hopefully good progress for him. And then did I have in my notes here? Okay, so also Kyle Hendricks is making a rehab start this weekend.
Great. So
well, hey.
Well, no,
hey.
Go Cubs, man. I
got to have a thorough update, man.
no
No other updates. Merriweather, though, good sign, is on the trip. He was in the dugout tonight.
Oh, because I haven't seen Merriweather,
which means he's doing work pregame.
Well, yeah, and I haven't seen Merriweather since like Lyndon B. Johnson or Merriweather. What did I just say? Listen,
stuck the landing there.
I wanted to say one more thing, and I'm struggling. Oh,
go Cubs!
And also, don't forget. Episode 2 this Saturday, 1:20. Cubs Brewers
right.
watch along. That's a big one.
That's
a big one, folks.
That's going to be a big event.
If you're coming on Saturday to watch the game with me, you better come prepared. There's not going to be a lot of jokes when the Brewers are in town.
Run that banner starting right now. If that's official, let's run it. Well, that's going to be a large event, Sam.
Somebody's commenting that I keep rocking back and forth. I'm psyched up, man.
Well, yeah, we have a lot of energy.
I mean, that's a big win.
And for a weeknight game to record before 9 p.m. is a big win as well, personally.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of wins tonight. Thanks to the Cubs and Mets for that. But yeah, Saturday watch along will be good. So good updates there. Steele, Suzuki, Bellinger, Hendricks. I like the speed at which this is happening. On all fronts. And let's keep our eye on Steele on Wednesday in Des Moines. Hopefully he pitches well, it gets out of there healthy. And then maybe the next time is on the Wrigley Mound next week against the San Diego Fathers. Okay.
I knew you were going to say that.
All right. Cubs with a huge 3-1 win over the Mets. Monday, we're going to close out this winning episode with some trivia, Sam. Stay tuned.
Trivia time.
This episode's also brought to you by DoorDash. This Mother's Day, get something thoughtful for mom on DoorDash. Surprise her from wherever you are with fresh bouquets, the latest tech, gift cards, self-care treats, and more to make her day that much better. Pair flowers with a gift card so she can celebrate any way she wants. Is she a bookworm? Try a bookstore gift card. Does she love a good latte? Get a gift card to her favorite coffee shop. You can't go wrong. Get thoughtful gifts she deserves with the convenience you need. Choose same-day delivery or schedule a week ahead for when flowers and gifts should arrive to her door with DoorDash. Get all your Mother's Day gifts all in one place and 50% off. That's right, half off your next order, up to $15 when you spend $15 or more on your next flower, convenience, grocery, or retail order right now with code LOCKEDONMLB. That's code LOCKEDONMLB. Terms do apply. To order using DoorDash today. Cubs beat the Mets 3-1. Great recapping that game. Also some encouraging injury updates out of Queens on Monday. We'll see if the Cubs can get a second win in the series Tuesday night, Assad against Minaya. And we close this episode with some Tuesday trivia. And Sam, it's Cubs Mets related. Two different things here. Which Cubs player hit 3 home runs on opening day against the Mets in 1994?
Corey Patterson. Oh no, sorry. Okay, I thought 2000. Sorry. I know. I thought they had a big opener at Shea. What year is it? 1994.
Yeah.
Oh, Tuffy Rhodes.
Tuffy Rhodes is correct. Then the game I believe you just referenced. You beat me to it. The Cubs beat the Mets 15-2 on opening day to lead off the 2003 season, March 31st, 2003. And would you like to take a venture of a guess at the starting 9 that afternoon?
It was 01 or 02?
03.
03. Okay. Well, Corey Patterson was in the lineup. He had a big day.
That's true.
Yeah, he had a big day. I think he drove in like 5-6 runs in that game.
7th.
Sammy Sosa was in the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
The opening day starter, if it was 03, was it Kerry Wood?
It was.
Alex Gonzalez was in there.
Yeah.
Was Grudzalonic in there?
Yes.
Eric Karros. Was he playing first? No,
it was a lefty.
Hesop Choi,
right.
Was the catcher Damian Miller?
Yes. And it looks like you have 2 more. Left field and third base.
Yeah. And obviously, 03, I think of Aramis, but he wasn't there yet.
Right.
And then I'm thinking, I know I'm blanking here. Give me Moises Alou.
Yeah, Moises
Alou
Alou
was
and
left.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a dumb one. And who am I? Give me a hint at third.
Switch hitter.
Switch hitter at third.
If you need a second clue, let me know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Switch hitter.
It feels like this is a bad miss, isn't it?
I think that might be a stretch.
Oh man.
Go ahead. Saved by the blank.
Bell. Oh, Mark Bellhorn.
That's correct.
I always forget he was on that team because I picture him on the 04 Red Sox.
I remember him with the Bo Sox too.
Yeah, and I don't think of him as a third baseman. I think of him as a second baseman.
Tricky one there.
Man, I'll tell you, Aramis and Kenny Lofton really lifted that team.
Yeah,
because,
huge.
I mean, Corey Patterson and Bellhorn in there. You go Lofton to Aramis. I mean, that's like getting a buy one, get one free.
Yeah. I know. Crazy. All right. Thank you so much for checking out this edition of Locked On Cubs.
What a great trade by Jim Henry.
You give us one of the better ones. You give us 20 to 30 minutes. We'll give you all things Cubs with a laugh or two along the way. Be sure to hit subscribe on YouTube as we make the push to 10,000 subscribers.
Bellhorn.
Smash the like button for the algorithm and leave a 5-star review on Apple, Spotify, and everywhere you get your podcast. And if you want more of us, consider supporting us by subscribing to our Unlocked podcast. The link to subscribe is in this episode description. Cubs win, beat the Mets. More on Tuesdays. The Northsiders are now 18-11 on this season. He's Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On Cubs.
There is momentum happening here.